Hello again. Let's use our lenses to think about process innovations here. So just note, as a preface to these various clips about innovations, I don't have a medical background and I may come up with stuff that is just not possible. So fortunately, we have a lot of professionals who do know what is possible, and that is going to moderate what is said here. So the first one I want to look at is utilization matters. So I have the base case simulation here. I just want to note that there were in fact 5 completions down here. You can see that there were 2 times that were, this looks to be about maybe 120 or so minutes, because it's a stacked double bar here. There were 2 completions. There were 5 here and 5 here. And you can see that here, 5 folks started surgery, 5 folks completed surgery. The same is true here. The 6th person is waiting for an anesthesiologist, and here also. Okay, we have to be bumped to the next day. Now, why do I show this? Well, clearly the most overloaded resource in this process is the anesthesiology pools, anesthesiologist pro pools, both the pros in A and pros in B. 99%. So what I want to do is, as a single change, I'm going to just add 1 anesthesiologist to each of these pools. What that's going to allow to happen is that the surgery can be completing and you can start the next sedation. Now, the way the simulation is going to play this is, as soon as the prior person is sedated, the next person's sedation will happen in the simulation. But in real life, of course, you'd want to sedate closer to the time when that surgery is going to complete, for the prior patient is going to complete, so that you're not sedated unnecessarily. But those details, in fact, are not going to impact what we've got here. So to implement this change, all you go and do to explore this kind of a change is I just go and increase the capacity. So maybe hiring an anesthesiology assistant or a CRNA to assist the anesthesiologist in each of these pools. Gives me a little bit of flexibility. I'm going to make this one 2 as well. And I'm just going to go ahead and run it. Now we will run this one slowly to observe how that sedation actually occurs. Firstly, we got a lot more capacity in anesthesiology, so those utilizations are going to drop off considerably. So 570. Make sure it's in red, and then let's run it at about 5x. Well, maybe a little too fast. So 5x. So first patient's in. You can see got anesthesia, got sedated, is in surgery now. So the surgeon's utilization is increasing. And at the point where surgery gets done, there's the first completion. So the surgeon can just keep going because that next patient was already sedated, right, by the second anesthesiology probe. And so there's no dip in the surgeon. Here, you can see for a brief period of time, there was increase because while the second surgery was wrapping up, the second anesthesiology pro was able to get the sedation of the next patient underway. Then that ended. I guess there's another sedation here. So that what I think is happening is the sedations in the simulation are happening back to back. So as soon as the sedation is complete, the next one starts. In practice, it wouldn't be done that way. But it's going to give us a reasonable estimate of how the modeling of what the utilizations are going to look like. So notice that the utilizations are much lower now for the anesthesia, and the surgeons are now working pretty hard. The pools, the ORs here are a little bit north of, well, this one's 56, this one's 50%. So I've got 3 surgeries done, 4 done here, 4 done here. And it looks like I may actually comfortably get 5 done. Let's see. So the sixth person is actually waiting for surgery now. You can see here. The sixth person is getting sedated, is now waiting for surgery here. And let's just accelerate to the end. Okay, so we had 5 completions here. There's 2 at this low end here, about 117 minutes or so. And then these 3, and then of course 5 here. Average is 132 and 106, which is pretty low. Okay, so that is an example of increasing the capacity. It's clear that the surgeons are now the bottleneck, and this is a possible move. You're paying for additional staff. You didn't get more surgeries done, but you did drop the wait times, at least for this track. Now, that's probably going to be an estimate that you're going to need to verify using multiple runs. But that's something you're going to have to do anyway for each of these different scenarios. Okay, so whether it's worth your while to pay up to get these flow times down is something for you to debate. This is our utilization matters example. You could try this for pretty much any of the providers, registrars, cleaners. Probably can't do it for the surgeons because they're a high-priced item. But certainly for the EVS pool and the registrar pool, you could add capacity. That will all go after the utilization matters idea.